Hello. So I record now again how to do the image planes and how to use them for your reference. Okay. So in order to do this, I have prepared before both the Maya file and the reference files. So my Maya file actually is very simple. I just did a rough poses, nothing too fancy of this um, take down animation. Okay, so I have the two rigs that you already know, and I have a few key poses. Tangents are as stepped, so they're moving this way in a stepped way until I have my contact pose, my first contact pose, okay, which is this one. And so from here, I want reference to help me, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a camera from this perspective view so you guys can understand better. You don't have to do this, but let me go to paint side by side. So I have my created camera here, perspective one, and here I have my perspective view. Okay, so I'm gonna select, you guys can see here the camera that I created. So I'm gonna select my camera that I can do it both through this view menu, view, select camera. I can also click on this one, this button, or I can just come here and select my perspective view here. Anyway, and then I go to perspective one, right? And then I go to view, image plane, and then I can choose between image or movie. Well, I tried to move it in class and it didn't work. I'm gonna use move here and I hope it works. But anyway, you guys can use an image sequence if the movie doesn't work. I can show you later how to use the image sequence, okay? Anyway, I'm gonna use import movie for mine right now. So I'm gonna open here and let me just break the path here. Okay, and I'm gonna use my punch reference. So I'm gonna open, and then I'm gonna see my image, my movie, my image playing behind in the background of our scene. If I come here in the perspective view, you'll see that it is attached to this camera. So if I move this camera, like if I orbit or do whatever, it's gonna show here. Okay, let me see if I have the changes for. Yeah, I do. Anyway, so we use this in the industry to add CG elements to our footage. When you're working in movies, this is exactly how we do, the way we do. Let's say you want to add two characters to this scene. I have this guy here, and then I add two characters here, just like I'm doing right now. There's no big secret. But right now, I want to use the image planes for reference. So what I'm going to do here is go beyond like just adding an image plane. So I'm going to select my image plane. I can do this by clicking on the image plane here, or I can go to my outliner and open my camera here and select image plane here. And then I go to the attribute editor where I can see all the attributes from my image plane. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is shift the animation because as you can see, my animation, the rig's animation goes until the contact pose, which happens in frame 50. The animation stops, but you see, it's not matching the image plane, what's happening in the image plane. So I wanted this punch of the guy happening in frame 50. In order to do this, I'm going to go to this frame offset option. So it sets to 0, and I have to add a number here, add a value here, saying how many frames my reference is going to shift. Well, it's weird, but Maya uses the opposite. I mean, if I set here like 10 frames, the animation will start, the video will start actually 10 frames before frame zero. So let me use like minus 11 here, and you guys will see what I mean. So the reference video, it's starting in minus 10. This is kind of weird, but it's Maya. So let's take a look here and see that. Let me set this back to 0. And I want the punch to start on frame 50. But in the reference is set again to start at frame 0. In the reference, this punch is happening, let's say frame 73. So I have to move this frame from reference from 73 to 50, which would be minus 23 frames. But again, Maya, for some reason, it inverts like minus and plus. I don't know why. So I'm gonna set 23 here. And when I go to frame 50, the punch is happening. Okay, so I can use this reference now. I made the key poses without following the reference. I just created. And now I can adjust the timing, adjust the poses. Uh, Even though I'm kind of creating stuff, you guys can see here the guy is really low, close to the ground. I want this way, but anyway, this will help out having the contact pose here. Cool. So after that, after setting when I want my reference to happen, I will go change the placement. Okay. So in order to do this, this is the original size. I believe this is a scale. Well, I don't know. Maybe aspect ratio. Okay. I will set this to a minor value. So instead of 1.4, whatever, I will try zero point 0.5. Okay. So it's going to be a smaller in frame. And then I'm going to offset this. And this is, let me try again. Uh-oh. Well, okay, this is probably the same way, zero point 0.4. Let's try. Okay, yeah, it worked. So it's just a small value like this, zero point 0.4 and zero point 0.4, and it goes right and up. Okay, so it's working. If you need to, I don't need here, but depth is the distance from camera. It starts with 100, which means this distance. If I set to 50, for example, it will set to half this distance. You see? And at the same time, it's going to be smaller because they want to keep the same size in frame. So if I set this back to 100, you see it will move back and it will be larger. Cool. Okay, so I have this reference for the punch, but let's say I want a reference for the guy being punched as well. So um, in order to do this, I need to add a second reference. And so I will select the camera again, the perspective one camera. I'm going to select here in the outliner, and then I'm going to go to the viewport of the perspective one, and then image plane, and then movie again, because I want to add a second movie. And then I'm going to use the path I have, and I'm going to open this punch it reference. So I open, it will bring as the previous one, so very big in frame, and I'm going to do the same thing. Let me start by the placement. So I'm going to go to placement, size 0.5, and then I go here. Now I'm going to go minus 0.4 instead. So we go to the left and then 0.4, so it goes up. Okay, so now I have two reference. But this reference, on the other hand, is Hulk and Thor reference from Avengers. And what happens here is, again, I want to have the punch reference in frame 50, right? But the punch now is happening around frame 7. Okay, so I'm gonna move this as well. I'm gonna shift this again. And let's say it is already frame of set to 12. I don't know why, but anyway, let me try here minus 25, and then I'm gonna go to frame 50. Oh, this is a good thing. You can go to the frame you want, like frame 50, and I try minus 25, and you see it already happened. So I don't want this. I want more frames. I want to go to more frames. Like I want it to happen early. So I'm gonna try minus 30. Okay, minus 30 looks good. It's not very clear here, but anyway, I want to follow the animation of the body. So it might work. So I'm gonna have a punch on 50, and then Hulk will fly away like this. Oh, sorry, not Hulk, but my rig. Okay, so yeah, there you go. Now we have the reference for the punch. Let me show you here. We have the reference for the punch, and we have the reference for the guy being punched. Cool. And we can use them in our file. Cool. So that's it. Yeah. And oh, one thing you can do, just an extra tip. If your image plane is, oh, I'm gonna give two tips. First, if your image plane is dark like this, maybe you can fix using here color offsets. It's very easy. You can just do eyeballing. It doesn't matter because it's just a reference. It's easier to watch whatever's going on. You see? And the second tip, like imagine Persp Persp 1 is my official camera. So let's say I have this camera Persp 1 animated and it's I can't change it. There's an animation and there's a lot of things happening and it's following the takedown or the parkour or whatever. So it's locked. I don't know if you guys know, but when you turn these on, you cannot move the camera anymore. I can alt click here. I can hold alt and try to zoom in, zoom out, do whatever. It won't move because every time you move here, right? If the camera is an official camera, it's gonna change the animation of the camera. So when I lock the camera, it doesn't change anymore. But anyway, let's say you want to see something closer here. What I can do is use this option. This is a pan zoom option, which actually doesn't change the camera. So if I turn it on, and you probably when you turn on the first time, it doesn't change anything. But um, you can turn these on, and there's a shortcut which is the backslash in your keyboard that you can press and it will turn on and off at the same time. And this is backslash, it works just like the alt in your keyboard if you want to zoom in and zoom out. So you can use the hold backslash. Backslash is the one close to the enter button in your keyboard. So you can hold it and you can use your right click, right mouse button to zoom in and zoom out, and you can use your mid mouse button to pan everywhere. So the camera is not being changed. This is useful because I can, for example, zoom in into fingers and I can do the changes I need to these fingers. And if I hit backslash my keyboard again, it's back to the original camera. So it doesn't change the camera. And you can see details from anything that is on your camera without changing. Cool. Okay, guys. So that's it. I'm gonna do a next video. I don't know exactly when I'll be able to, but I'll let you guys know about constraining. Okay, some of you have constraining in your animation, and I'll let you know the best way to do that. Okay, I will message you as soon as it's done. Cool. Thank you guys. Keep doing blocking for your animation and send me if you need. See you.